Apex sapien agrees to do it because your mama, your daddy, your grandmama all say the same thing. I be speaking facts and bars. And what we need to talk about is what's going on with Mr. Beast and Kris Tyson, man. This is an interesting dilemma we got here because I got a lot of questions. I got a lot of questions because things like this don't just happen a one time off circumstance. Like from what I know, from what I was studying in school for psychology and all that stuff, typically child predators have a habitual habit of being child predators. And they display very, 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 very open signs of their behavior. So now the question comes to play: how much does Mr. Beast know? And how far, and how long did he know? Because that's really what the real question is. Is like, bro, were you hiding this dude? What are you talking about? Like, there's a song by Logic. I think it's like the homie or something like that. But he's talking about a homie that was in his hood or his suburb that got basically caught up on like some rape charges or grape charges. My apologies, and all types of like heinous activity. And he says like, "Are we thinking in blood?" Like, nah, man. When your homies are doing some bleeped up like ish, you kind of need to check them straight. Like, what's going on here? And from what it sounds like, Mr. Beast is borderline defending the homie. Now, once again, I'm not going to talk about the LGBT alphabet community because I be what you want to be, don't care, has no impact on my life. But when you start messing around with kids, we got an issue. No matter what creed or race or color or sexual preference you might be. So I'm looking at the Mr. Beast thing and I'm like, okay, first of all, it's insane that Mr. Beast became what he is. Like, if you listen to the whole humble origins of Mr. Beast, it was like this kid that just wanted to learn how to get good on YouTube. He spent all his life in focus on understanding the YouTube algorithm, understand what makes people click, why they go, why they show up to. And what he came to understand, or what he came to pretty much do, is let me make kids content. Now, I might start that way when he was like, I don't know, 13, 14, when he first started. But now he's getting into that age, or like the mid 20s, I would say. And if you're still making kids content, it's a little bit weird. We get into this Nickelodeon 2.0 situation, but YouTube style. And what I pretty much have seen from the people who make kids content, like, it's always some weird shit going on, man. From like Disney to Nickelodeon, all these different things that harbor like young people and try to get their attention and try to attract them. You're going to get into some weird shit. Because kids' minds are very malleable and they're very easy to hook on to like the drug of Mr. Beast content. And once again, this is not to hate on Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is a fantastic YouTuber. Now, his content is ass and it has no real value, but his ability to understand the mechanism of YouTube, amazing. Which really brings to another question. This is a side tangent. Why does Mr. Beast just like open up a company where he does YouTube videos for people who have talent? Like, I always wanted that thing, like, how would a Mr. Beast style video do with Charleston White? That would break fucking numbers. Because he's already cracked the code for how to run YouTube. Like, he understands the YouTube algorithm mechanism, and now he's so big, it's like almost big. Not, it's almost too big to fail. But his actual content, what he actually produces, has no real intrinsic value besides being eye candy for kids. Because if you're an adult watching Mr. Beast videos, something might be wrong with you, because it's not really geared for adults. It's geared for people with short attention spans, which is kind of like the modern adult, but it's geared for kids. And what I know about the child predator bullshit is they go where the kids are. Now, Mr. Beast, I'm not trying to say that you're wrong for like defending your friend, but the whole changing yourself from a dude that had a family and you were a guy and changing yourself to a woman so you can live your truth and making kids content is fucking weird. Not for nothing, it's weird. It's weird. Now, I'm not saying that you can't, but I always find it strange that like these particular people want to get to the kids. And that's why you saw a lot of parents in uproars like in school systems, because they're looking around like, what the fuck? Like, why are these weirdos around my fucking kids? And the thing is, everybody's so scared to say something because they're scared of getting canceled. Which, let me tell you something: canceling does not exist unless you are doing some weird shit that is offending a lot of people. But as Dave Chappelle proved, and as most people have proved, getting canceled it's a fake. It's not real unless your particular value is dependent upon people liking you. And if the woke crowd doesn't like you, they can kind of harbor a crowd of people to come to you. But if you're giving something a real substance and value, and you have yourself a name and you built something of yourself, really don't have to worry about getting canceled. Canceling is like it's 2021. It's so back in the day. That shit don't exist no more. That's back when everybody was on the internet. We're not on the internet no more. We're out of the pandemic. We are in real life now, and real life fucking sucks. And most people don't give a goddamn about canceling because they're worried about paying their grocery bills. But this brings the point. How long did he know? Because I guess these texts go back for a while. Now people are coming out the woodworks like, yeah, Kris was hitting me up when I was 14. And it's like, whoa, you're hitting up dudes at 14 when you were how old? And how long was this going on? And I guess MrBeast, he's still like, that's my guy, but we have to separate. Kris Tyson got the hell away because he knows that the heat's coming on him. He can't work with MrBeast no more because everybody else is going to leave MrBeast. So I know they had a conversation in the back room or whatever the hell he did. But it's a weird dynamic we got going because I got to start asking some questions about MrBeast. Like these kids burgers you're making, like now all the things that he's been putting out, it starts to make me go and question like, are we dealing with Epstein 2.0? Are we dealing with like the Nickelodeon type situation, Disney type kid situation? Like what is going on? And what I believe is going on is confusion amongst the Zoomers. Confusion amongst the Zoomers. The Zoomers are a very confused group of kids. Very confused. Because they have grown up in a time where the phone has now become the primary resource for all things. Parents don't matter. Authority figures don't matter. If it doesn't come from the phone, if they can't see a like, subscriber, or hearts or some shit like that, they don't give a fuck. So you got people kind of trying to defend MrBeast, saying he's a good guy, he doesn't know. Then you got people who are like, oh, this is weird. And other people, it's a whole conundrum of nonsense. But I think they're going to start digging a little bit deeper because I don't think that's the only guy he was hitting up. I don't. And something mentally has to be a little bit off. Just a little bit off. Just a twinge. If you're a man with a full ass family and you decide to become a woman. I can't comprehend that. Like, that's some shit that you do before you create a life and a family and you are responsible for people. And just to say, you know what, ditch all that, I'm going to live true to myself and become a woman. It's like, bro, you got responsibilities, man. That's like being a man that has a family and everything, and you have a stable job as like a tradesman or like electrician, plumber, or whatever the hell. And you decide one day, you know what? Fuck these responsibilities. I'm going to be a rapper. Like, I promise you, if people heard that, like, this guy had a full responsibility of a family and everything, and he decided, I'm going to go be a rapper, people will look at you like, that's an irresponsible adult. What the hell? Why are you doing that? How do you know you're going to be a rapper? Like, have you been practicing? No, I just decided I'm going to be a rapper one day. My rapping's my true calling. Fuck this family shit. I'm going to be a rapper. But because it's the alphabet community and they're well defended, it's like that's perfectly acceptable that you could just leave your family and you become a woman, and I don't know what the hell else you do after that. I'm yet to try to like piece together how that you are a man and then you decide to suddenly become a woman. Like, what happens to life after you become a woman? Like, you can't give birth, you don't have periods, so you're basically just a dude with some surgery walking around with a wig on, telling people that they got to accept me as a woman. And listen, do you? Hey, I got no problem. Do you? Just don't involve the kids and don't leave your responsibility. Because I hope he's still taking care of the kids. I don't know if he's taking care of the kids, but it's all strange. It's all strange. And welcome to 2024, man. May Camilla save us.